BetOnline is the world's most trusted betting platform and your number one source for online betting in 2025. Whether you're a seasoned fan or a first-time bettor, BetOnline is your ultimate game day companion. With the largest selection of odds on everything from the NBA and college basketball to the NHL and UFC, BetOnline continues to be your number one sports betting source. From every three-pointer to every hat trick, BetOnline has you covered with odds, stats, and more for every game, every play, and every win. BetOnline, the game starts here.
What's up, Tiger Nation? Welcome to another episode of Tiger Talk TV. I am the Corey C. Make sure you subscribe to the podcast. You do not want to miss a single upcoming episode. You can find us on the Apple Podcast app, Spotify, YouTube, or wherever you get your podcasts. Be sure to follow the show and tell every Tiger that you know. And remember, when you support Tiger Talk TV, it all helps the cause, which is I Love Jackson State University. All right, and today I'm joined by another Jackson State Lady Tiger. See if I can get this right. Ruthie Mbugua. Welcome to Tiger Talk TV. How did I do? How did I do?
That was pretty good.
It was close. It was close. So give
Yeah.
us the true pronunciation.
My name is Ruthie Mbugua.
Okay, I was close. It was just my little southern accent that kind of messed it up. But for the
Yeah.
most part, I got it right. All right, good stuff. Good stuff. Welcome, welcome. We're happy to have you.
Thank you for having me.
Happy to have you on the show and happy to have you at Jackson State. How are you doing? How's everything going?
Pretty good. It's going pretty good.
Okay, we know you have an interesting basketball journey, so we brought you on the show to introduce you to the fans and let them hear all about it. But first, start us off with a fun fact. Tell me something about yourself that'll catch us off guard, something funny, interesting, or any hidden talent, stuff like that.
Um, I guess the only interesting thing about me would be that I do speak three different languages.
Wow. Okay.
Yeah.
What are they?
English, Swahili, and Kikuyu.
Wow. Okay. Okay. So, what was your first language?
My first language is Swahili.
Second language.
Kikuyu.
Okay. And then when did you start speaking English?
Um, Probably in like elementary school because they do teach us English back home. So yeah.
Which language was the hardest to learn?
Probably Kikuyu, which is my tribal language. Yeah.
And which language do you prefer? If you had to pick one that you had to speak for the rest of your life, what would it be?
Oh, definitely Swahili.
Really?
I'll be speaking Swahili in my head. Sometimes I'll be speaking Swahili to my teammates and coaches just because I'll be getting confused sometimes.
Oh, really? Really?
Yeah.
Is there anybody in the United States that you talk to regularly, not back home, but in the United States who speaks Swahili with you?
Yeah. Both my sisters are here, one in
Oh,
Kentucky
okay.
and in
Okay.
Tennessee.
Awesome. Okay. All right.
Yeah.
Awesome. All right. Well, yeah, that caught me off guard. I figured you spoke at least one other language, but two other languages, yeah, that threw me off. So, all right. All right. So you mentioned back home. Tell us where you're from originally and where you grew up.
I'm from Nairobi, Kenya, born and
Okay.
raised. Yeah, I came to the States when I was 13 years old, so half of my life was spent back home in Kenya.
Okay. When you first came to the States, where did you go?
Charlotte, North Carolina.
Charlotte, North Carolina. Okay. All right.
Yeah.
What was it like growing up in Kenya?
It's pretty cool. I mean, home is home. That was really all I know and all I've known for most of my life. So it was pretty different from here.
Hmm.
But yeah.
Talk about some of the differences. I know there's a lot, but especially when you first moved, what was like the big culture shock?
I'd say definitely the food. Like it took me a long time to get used to the food here and the lifestyle and like the accent because a lot of
Yeah,
people
in the
do
South.
tell
You've
me.
been in the South.
Yeah, I've been in the South a lot, so yeah, definitely the accent, the lifestyle, the accent change, and the food.
Now that you've been here approximately 10 years, 8, 10 years,
Yeah,
from a food standpoint, what do you prefer now? American food or still the food back home?
definitely food from back home.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Okay.
hmm
How big is basketball there in Kenya?
It's pretty big. I mean, it's growing right now. But when I started playing basketball, like that was in 2017, 18. It was not that big, but now with it's growing, so it's
Mhm,
getting bigger. Yeah.
mhm.
hmm
What other sports are popular there?
Soccer and rugby.
Okay. And what all sports did you play? Obviously basketball. Did you play any other sports?
I played volleyball and netball.
Or which sport came first?
Volleyball.
Okay. And then
Yeah.
how did basketball get started? Was it because a lot of times when somebody's just taller than everybody, did a
Yeah.
coach or parents says you got to play basketball? So was it a love for you from the beginning and you started playing, or did somebody kind of push you into it?
I mean, I've been taught my whole life,
Yeah.
and my dad played basketball, so I started playing basketball my sophomore year of high school.
Wow. Okay.
So
Okay. So
yeah,
you didn't get started until late. Okay. So up until that time, it was the other sports.
yeah.
So you were able to walk around your high school, and the high school basketball coach didn't try to get you to play, or they did, and you just
They
didn't do it until.
They definitely try to. I was never into sports. Like, I mean, volleyball and netball is different, but like basketball was a little bit too intense for me. So I would
Wow.
watch people play, but I just never really got into it until I started playing.
Okay. And then
Yeah,
what about your siblings? Sports? Did they play?
yeah. My younger sister, she plays basketball. She just committed to the University of Louisville,
Wow.
and she's a senior in high school right now.
Okay.
So
Wow.
yeah, my older sister don't. She don't play sports.
Okay.
Yeah.
Man, did you follow the NBA or the WNBA growing up?
No, not really.
Didn't watch it. Okay. Even once you got to the US?
Once I got here, I kind of did. Like,
Okay.
yeah.
But back home, was it just not popular, or were those games not accessible, especially on TV?
Yeah, I'd say they were not as accessible as like here, but definitely when I did get to the States is when I started watching more NBA and WNBA games.
Mhm. Okay. Talk about your transition to basketball that sophomore year. How did it go at first, and how good were you at first? How long did it take you to get good? Did you want to give up because you weren't good?
Yeah. I mean, definitely had some challenges. I mean, it took me quite a long time to like, I'd say catch up to everybody because it kind of felt like I was way behind because
Hmm.
everyone who I was playing with had started playing basketball since they were in the fourth grade, the fifth grade. So it took me some time, but I'm very competitive, and I feel like that's what just kept me in it. Like I just wanted to
Mm.
get to where everyone else was at and even be better than them.
When did you get good? When did you know that you were good enough to play college ball?
So how I came to the States, like, there was a group from the States that went back home. They were hosting the Giants of Africa. It's a camp where they set up basketball clinics and camps all over Africa. And a couple of scouts came to watch us play, and I played in the All Star game, and I had a really good game, and that's when I got a scholarship to come to the States. So that's when I was like, this, like, you could really change my life.
Mm.
Yeah.
And then from a recruitment standpoint, were you recruited right away? Was that late? Did coaches start coming in later in your senior year to recruit you?
Not really. So after I went to high school first in Charlotte, North Carolina, then I transferred to Danville, Kentucky. And I'd say about my junior, halfway through my junior year is when I started getting college recruits and colleges looking at me.
And then going back to that move to the United States, talk about that. What brought that about? Is that something that you wanted? Were you nervous? And why did the family decide to move to the United States?
So I was the first one to come to the States. I was 13 years old when I got the scholarship to come and play basketball here. And it was hard because when I was playing basketball back home in Kenya, I had never dreamed of like coming to the States, or America was never on my mind. So when I got the chance, I took it first, and it was hard. Like I was young, I came by myself,
Okay.
so it was a hard transition.
Hmm. And how long did it take you to get acclimated? Were there times where you wanted to go back home?
Yes,
Hmm.
I probably cried every
Yeah.
every night when I first got here because I was homesick a lot
Yeah.
and I was by myself. Yeah,
By yourself. Didn't like the food.
no.
What do you think it was that made you stick with it?
I mean, at the end of the day, I kept on thinking about the bigger picture. I mean,
Hmm.
basketball did change my life. It changed my family's life.
Mm.
It gave me more opportunities. So just thinking about that just pushed me every day to keep going.
So how did that affect your sister's decision to come over as well? Did that play a big role in it? Did that make their transition a lot easier?
He definitely did because she was not even playing basketball when I got the chance to come to the States. So after that happened for me, kind of pushed her, inspired her to start playing basketball.
Wow.
The next year, she got a scholarship the same way from scouts from the States who came to
Wow.
watch her play, and she came to the States too.
Wow. So yeah, you said it changed your life and changed your sister's life because you said a scholarship to
Yeah.
Louisville, right?
Yep.
How tall is she? Is she tall as well?
She's taller than me now. She's 6'4", 6'5".
Oh
She's
wow, man.
yeah.
Okay, okay.
Thank
All
you.
right. So talk about that college recruitment. Where did you end up going out of high school?
So it was a hard transition for me too, because I was still learning to go. I was still acclimating to the lifestyle and the culture, and I was shy. I was not really outgoing. So when coaches would come talk to me, they would have to go through my high school coach to talk to me. But it was a fun experience
Mm.
in general. I got to see a lot of schools and talk to a lot of coaches. So it was a fun experience for me.
And you decided to go to Carson Newman in Tennessee?
Yes, sir. It was a good experience too, because when I was signing to Carson Newman, or rather, my decision to go there was based on the fact that the coach there had offered my older sister, who was still back home in Kenya, a scholarship to take her master's if I signed with the school. So
Mm.
it was a big blessing for me too.
Wow. Okay. A package deal. I like that. I like that.
Yeah.
How did that work out for you? How was your time there and how long were you there?
I played at Carson Newman my freshman year, sophomore year, and junior year. So I spent 3 of my years there.
How did you like it? What was the overall experience like?
It was pretty good. It was, different from like this the HBCU experience here, but it
Yep.
was a good experience too.
Okay. And were
Yeah.
you there last year or did you sit out a season?
No, I was there last year.
What made you decide to leave?
I'd say I just wanted something, I guess, a new experience, I'd say. I just felt like it was time for me to move on to the next chapter and find somewhere I can grow even more. And yeah.
So how did Jackson State get into the picture? How did their recruitment start?
My I guess my decision was mainly influenced by Coach Richards. From the first day she was recruiting me and we talked on the phone, I just fell in love with the type of coach she is. She's passionate, she's outgoing, and we talked a lot about like the family aspect of it and what she was trying to build here. And so I guess that's what mainly influenced my decision to come here.
Did you
Yeah.
have any familiarity with Jackson State prior to talking to Coach Richards?
No, I did not.
Okay. Had you heard of at least heard of Jackson State
Yeah,
prior to talking?
yes, I
Mhm.
I had mostly just because of football, but
Okay.
yeah.
Did you get a chance to visit before committing?
No,
Okay.
I was supposed to come on my visit in June, but I had a family emergency back home,
Mm.
so I flew back to
Wow.
Kenya.
Okay.
Or
Okay. All
yeah.
right. Gotcha. Gotcha.
Mhm.
When you got there for the first time, what were your initial thoughts? You had been in the South, so probably wasn't too different from what you were used to.
Um, I mean, when I came here, I guess end of summer when we were still working out and had summer come, but it was pretty nice. I guess I got to see a lot more of the school when school started in August and
Hmm.
when football season started, and it was just different from what I was used to, but I loved it just because of the people, the fans, and everything about it.
Okay. So you got a chance to experience that football, right? You went to some games.
Yes, I did.
What was that like?
It was fun. I mean, definitely. I guess my favorite thing about JC is definitely the fans and just how big the sport is,
Hmm.
and just getting to see that from the football games and even into our basketball season and all the support we do get from them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Talking about the fans being so tall, were there a lot of people in the community asking you if you played basketball? Because obviously they didn't know you at first, but I'm pretty sure you've
Yeah.
gotten that your entire life. But specifically in Jackson, were they asking you if you played, and what were the reactions from a lot of people when they realized you played for Jackson State?
Yes, that happened like a couple of times. I went to like Walmart or I went
Hmm.
out to eat. Like I get people stopping me. Some of them already knew my name and my
Okay.
jersey number. So yeah,
Wow. Wow.
it was pretty cool talking to the I guess the people in the community and just seeing that, feeling that love from them and all that support. Yeah, that was definitely big.
Yeah. How'd that make you feel realizing that basketball was so big here that people already knew who you were?
I mean, it just inspires me because at the end of the day, I get to see the bigger picture. Like this is bigger than me. It's a whole community behind it, and it's pretty cool. So
Hmm.
not a lot of places get that. So
All right.
this was my first experience with a fan base like that. So yeah.
Yeah. Tell me about the process of getting to know your new teammates when everybody was new to the team, not just you. Normally, it's just one or two players trying to become acclimated with the team, but this time everybody was brand new.
Yeah. I mean, when I got here in the summer, like I said, some of the girls had already been together because I had to go home because of family emergency. But the family, I guess the family we built together, like just being part of this team and everybody coming from a different background, and we all had different stories, and
Mhm.
so I feel like that's what really makes us who we are as a team. It's so many pieces that have been brought in together, and just seeing everything work out has been my favorite part of the season so far.
It seems like everybody gelled pretty quickly. Why do you think that happened so fast?
Like I say, Coach Richards, she's huge on the team before itself. So I guess once we got everybody to buy in, once we all bought in, it made everything easier because we knew we had a target on our back, and us working together made everything else just fall into place and work easier.
Mhm. Do you think that gelling off the court helped you gel on the court? Because having, again, a brand new, I can't stress this enough, a brand new roster. Nobody had ever played together. Nobody was on the team last year. So to come together and gel as quickly as you did, that's special. So do you think bonding off the court first has something to do with it?
Definitely. I mean, this is the first team I've been on where we all hang out together, like
Mm,
just off the court. Like we'll go out to eat and you don't get that a lot, especially from the women's side of sports.
mm,
So it's pretty special, like just seeing how we all fitting together and we all act like we've been playing together for 4 years. So yeah.
hmm. Yeah. The early part of the season, I know it was a challenge. Talk about that tough pre-conference schedule, being on the road for so long, and how it made you better as a team.
I mean, preseason was definitely we faced a lot of adversity, but I feel like that prepared us into the conference play, the SAC play. We got to play a lot of big teams, in which most of the girls on the team coming from I guess D2 level or
Hmm.
JUCO level. We had not
Hmm.
experienced that before, so that really just got us acclimated into the level of play at the D1 level, and definitely prepared us for the conference play, as you can see.
And just you personally coming from Carson Newman, not just going up to Division 1, but playing
Mm,
Power 4 teams early on in mid majors. What was that
yeah.
adjustment like from you, especially from a physicality standpoint?
It was definitely challenging and it was interesting. I loved every moment of it. Even obviously no one likes losing, but just the opportunity of being on the big stage like that and competing against girls have who were so talented like them. It was definitely challenging, but it was fun at the same time.
How would you say the team's confidence was going into SWAC play after that tough non-conference schedule?
I mean, at the end of the day, we all stuck together. We had a team meeting when we got done with preseason play, and what we all knew everything we've been through preseason, and I feel like that just pushed us to want to show out in the side play like we have been doing so far, and I feel like that just brought us even more together and kept on motivating us.
Yeah. So when that pre-conference schedule was over, you finally get into SWAC play, and you finally get a chance to play at home in front of that crowd. What was that experience like?
It was definitely, I feel like that made everything that we have been through the preseason worth it. Like
Mm,
coming home, playing in front of the fans, and just seeing all the support and love from them was really, it made everything worth it, like I said. So, yeah.
mhm. Ruthie, talk about your development as a player since you got to Jackson State because you've gotten noticeably better throughout the
Mhm.
season, especially as of late. So, what would you attribute that to?
Definitely the coaching style here, I'd say, is what has developed me more as a player. The focus on individual development with the post coaches and the guard coaches. It's so much work being put in from both coaches and players, and I'd say just that more one on one work with individual development has definitely helped me throughout the season.
Mhm. Is there one specific aspect that you can highlight of your game that you've seen the most improvement this season? What would it be? Post play, rebounding, shooting, defense?
I'd say definitely defense and post play.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Tell us about your teammates at center, Miss Shalance Montoya and Kyla Esco. Each of you brings something different to the table. And Coach Richard, she's very strategic, I've noticed, about switching you in and out, depending on matchups and situations and
Mhm.
what the team needs in that particular game. And you all seem to really be pulling for each other. So, what's that relationship dynamic like with you three?
It's been pretty good to be on the floor out there with Kalia and Esco. Just like you say, we all bring something different to the table. Even though we're all posts, like they're both stronger than me. But I think Coach Richards has done a good job in just making us understand our roles
Mhm,
individually and knowing what we're all good at, and just I guess getting sorry, getting good at what we're at. So yeah.
mhm. Expound on it a little bit, your roles and what you're good at. I mentioned earlier you all have a different skill set. What would you say is the strength of each of you, starting with you?
I say with myself, I'm more of a face up post player
Mhm,
because I can shoot around the perimeter, longer, and I guess more athletic. So I'm not a back to the basket post like Kalia and Esco.
mhm.
Like they'll
Yeah.
put you in a hole, and
Hmm.
I guess yeah, that's what we've been working on throughout the season. Is just getting good at our strengths and maximizing on that.
Hmm. And then
Yeah.
what would you say are the strengths of Jakayla and Kalia?
Definitely putting people in a hole, like back to the basket. They're both strong and they move well. So I guess they're finishing around the ring. So yeah.
Hmm. Yeah.
Mhm.
Ruthie, what have you enjoyed the most about being at Jackson State? First, as a member of the basketball team, and then also off the court as a student.
I'd say just the social life here too. It's been interesting. Just being around more people that look like me has definitely been my favorite part. The culture, the love, and the family that
Hmm.
Jackson State offers.
Hmm.
Yeah.
You talked about the food in Jackson. I'm gonna put you on the hot seat. I gotta have some rapid fire questions for you. So I
Okay.
hope you're ready. We got to do it before we let you go. All right.
Okay.
I know you didn't care for the food at first. I'm sure it's growing on you. But first question: best food you've had in the U.S.
I say definitely baked mac and cheese.
Baked mac and cheese. Okay. Can you make it
Yeah.
yourself? Can you make it yourself yet?
No. Yeah.
Come on, Daph. That's the best food. You gotta learn how to make it. You gotta learn how to make it. All
Yeah.
right. Worst food that you've ever tasted in the U.S. Something that you tasted and it was like, yeah,
Oh, I don't know. I'm not a huge. Oh, I know. I'm not a huge fan of the seafood.
really?
Seafood. So when
You don't
people
like
do the
seafood?
no,
Wow.
I
Okay.
hate the smell of seafood.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. That's one of my favorites. But hey, all right. Favorite U.S. city you've ever visited?
um, I'd say definitely Charlotte.
Charlotte.
Yeah.
You lived in Charlotte, right?
Yes, I did.
Okay, that doesn't count. Place that you visited, not that you lived.
um,
Even if you were on the road for a game there and didn't spend long there.
let's see. That's a tough question. Oh, I say I've been to Chicago.
Okay, you like
Yeah.
Chicago. All right.
Hmm.
All right. Best WNBA player ever.
Ever?
Ever.
Definitely. I want to say Asia Wilson, but I'll go with Candice
Candace
Parker.
Parker. Candace.
Yeah.
Okay. From Chicago.
Mhm.
All right. Best NBA player ever.
Kobe Bryant.
Kobe. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Who just won the Super Bowl?
The Eagles.
Okay.
Yeah.
Uh, who got Super Bowl MVP?
Um, can I
What
get?
position? What position at least does he play?
I want to say the running back.
That's a good
Oh,
guess. It was the quarterback, Jalen Hurts.
uh,
Quarterback. All right. Who will win the NBA championship this season?
um, I'll say the Warriors.
The Warriors?
Warriors,
Okay.
yes,
All right.
they
They just
might
got
have a
Jimmy
comeback.
Butler, but I got to see about that. We'll see. All
Yeah.
right. How many WNBA draft picks has Jackson State's women's basketball team had in the last 3 years, and what position did they play?
I want to say one, Angel Jackson, and I know she was a center.
Okay. So in the
Yeah.
last 3 years, actually two centers.
Okay.
Yeah, yeah. Before her, it was Amisha Williams Holiday, who also played center. She was drafted by the
Okay.
Indiana Fever. Yep, yep. All right. Coach Richards, where did she play college ball?
Nebraska.
Okay. Where did she coach before Jackson State?
Uh, Alabama A&M.
Okay. Okay. All right. Being from Kenya, you're farther away from home than all the other players. Which player is second though? And where is she from?
Diaka. DB.
Okay.
Yeah.
So that's a great guess. Unfortunately, you're wrong. You would think because she's from Toronto, right? You
Yes.
would think that she was the furthest, but it's actually Zaria. Las Vegas is further from Jackson, Mississippi than Toronto.
Wow,
Hey,
I
yeah,
did not know
yeah, Las
that.
Vegas is further. I know it sounds crazy, but it is. It is.
Okay.
All right, last one. That was a good guess, though. That was a good guess. Last one. Which of your teammates is closest to home?
uh, I want to say AD or Esco.
Okay.
I'm gonna go with Esco.
It's basically the same. Clinton, Ridgeland.
Oh, okay.
Technically, it's AD. Clinton is a little bit closer, but yeah, Ridgeland, where Esco's from, is not much further. It's about the same. Both of them are acceptable. Okay. All right. Good job. We'll let you off the hot seat. You got all of them. You didn't really know much about the Eagles and the football, but I didn't think you did. All right, Ruth, the eligibility. How many years do we have you for after this? Is this it or you have another one?
I have an extra year of
Okay.
eligibility.
Perfect. Perfect.
Yeah.
Perfect. What's your major?
Finance.
All right. What do you want to do after basketball?
Definitely. Hopefully, play basketball. Somewhere else, like overseas, or start my own company.
Okay.
Yeah.
Any ideas on what type of company, or you just know that you want to run a company one day, not necessarily knowing what type of company yet?
Yeah. I say I just know I want to own my own company
Okay.
one day.
All right.
Yeah.
I like it. I like it.
Hmm.
All right. Message for the fans. They're all listening to you. They're all watching. What do you want to say to them?
I definitely say thank you all. We definitely appreciate all the love and support we get from y'all every game, home or away. We definitely feel y'all support for us, and we greatly appreciate. And we're gonna keep on putting in the work to make y'all proud. And yeah,
Okay. All right. I want you to say something to the fans, to the people watching in a different language. All right. And we
I
want to
knew
see
that
how
was
far
coming.
this thing reaches. We want to see where it goes. All right. We want to see who's going to be the first person who can understand what you're saying. And we want them to comment and reply to your message. So you have the floor.
All right, I'm gonna say in Swahili.
Okay.
So, asante sana kwa ninyote kwa kutupenda na kwa kuwa na sisi kila game. Tunafurahia kuwaona mkitushangilia na mkitusherekea na tunaendelea kucheza na kutuma kuwa me proud. Yeah.
Okay. All right, fans. Reply to her in English, though. Reply in English. All right, we appreciate it. We appreciate it. Glad that we got you for another year. Can't wait to see you continue to improve because again, we've just seen the improvement throughout the year. I know you feel it and sense it as well. So finish out stronger. Then next year is really going to be your year.
Thank you. Thank you
All
so
right. All right. Thank you. Take care.
much.
Tiger Talk TV is presented by Bet Online.